I am the land use program manager at Arkabutla Lake. So I pretty much oversee all of the land use activities, everything that goes on from painting the boundary lines to the agricultural leases to the concession leases. Like we have, Coldwater Trade Days is actually on core property, but, we lease it out to the city of Coldwater, and I'm kind of in charge of managing like those type leases, the farmland that's on us. We lease that out to local farmers, things like that. Planting food plots, prescribed burns around the lake, things like that. So, it's always something, always something. Yeah.
Man, if we had some of that yellow paint, we could own a bunch of property.
Yeah. So with that, what would be your favorite? What as part as that? What would be your favorite thing when somebody says, "Hey, this is our task for this week," or "You got to do that this week"?
Well, I mean, no doubt the physically challenged hunt is my favorite part. Like y'all alluded to a little bit earlier. I mean, just the gratitude on those guys' faces, when they, even if they don't even see a deer, because I mean, a lot of the times it's their only chance to get out in the woods and hunt. So just being able to help them get out and do the things that they love is really, really great. But I mean, also just it's a dream job. I mean, my office is literally 40,000 acres, and I get to be outside a ton. And that's what I love doing. I mean, sometimes I mumble and grumble when it's, 12 degrees and, single digit wind chills, or 100 degrees in the summertime. But I mean, it definitely beats the alternative of being stuck in a cubicle. So.
See, I mean, until I met y'all and Kevin, I was thinking like park ranger, but man, it's a lot to y'all's job. It's more than just patrolling a couple of acres. It's definitely a lot.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when people think of park rangers, they think of, Ranger Smith and
Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Well, just campgrounds, patrol. And we patrol campgrounds and we patrol the day use areas and we do different things like that. But we've actually, we've got a lot of rangers there. There's, let's see, there's 12 different rangers there. So, I mean, we do everything. We're essentially land managers over 40,000 acres. So, I mean, you come into work with something on your mind that you want to get done that day, but it hardly ever happens because something else is going to come up, undoubtedly, So.
Have y'all ever caught anybody hunting in there that wasn't supposed to be in there?
Oh, yeah.
Mikey's like, wasn't me. We probably know some of them.
I'm pretty sure we know some of them. Yeah. We may have snuck up that river with some beavers and 22s at one point or another, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
that was a while back.
But no, that's one thing. Like, I guess you never really think about it as far as acres as the actual Corps owns. I mean, I know would you say over about 40,000 here, but statewide, do you know what that number is?
Well, Arkabutla is actually one of the smaller projects. But the big four lakes in North Mississippi, you've got Arkabutla, Sardis, Enid, and Grenada, and those are all Corps owned. I think Arkabutla and Enid are somewhere around 40,000 acres, and Sardis is around 90,000 acres, and I think Grenada's somewhere around 80 something. So they're all really, Arkabutla and Enid are the smaller two, but there's still a lot of land if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's like I say, I mean, it's crazy the amount of just background knowledge you got to have to do what y'all do. I mean, it's not getting in a truck and punching in and riding around. But.
So I guess with that, what schooling? Since you were in high school, did you say, "Hey, this is what I want to be," or how did it lead to that? I guess.
Well, so my dad was actually he worked for the state. He was a manager of the state parks down around Enid Lake, and that's where I was born and raised. And he was manager of Kaiser State Park down there. And, you know, I just always looked up to him. I thought it was so cool that he would come in, you know, in his uniform every night. And, you know, I'd, of course, get to do ride alongs with him and things like that. And just seeing him interact with the public and all that. I kind of always wanted to be a park ranger. And so when I was in high school, I started volunteering with the Corps of Engineers. You know, I would help them clean out wood duck boxes and bluebird nesting boxes and things like that, just trying to get my name associated with the Corps to let them, you know who I was. And so I actually got hired on when I was in college, and after my first semester in college. And so they actually paid for part of my tuition to go to school, and then I had a job waiting on me when I graduated. So it was really cool. So I started when I was 18. That's how I've got 16 years in with the Corps so far.
Is it your brother that's in it also?
Yeah. So
we met him at the veterans.
That was the one in Enid.
Yeah. So my brother is he works down at Enid. Yeah, he's also a park ranger down there. So